In 1995, the world gathered in Berlin, Germany for the very first Conference of the Parties, or COP. This meeting marked the beginning of a global effort under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change to tackle one of humanity's greatest challenges, climate change. 2 years later in Kyoto, leaders achieved the first legally binding treaty, the Kyoto Protocol, committing industrialized nations to cut greenhouse gas emissions. But enforcement was weak, and some major countries stepped back, casting doubt on its success. In 2009, COP15 in Copenhagen was expected to deliver a breakthrough. Instead, it ended in disappointment, producing only a weak accord without binding commitments. The true landmark came in 2015, in Paris, at COP21. Nearly every nation signed the Paris Agreement, pledging to keep global warming well below 2 degrees Celsius, with efforts to limit it to 1.5. It was hailed as historic, a moment of unity for the planet, but challenges soon emerged. By 2017, the United States announced its withdrawal, though it later rejoined. Meanwhile, countries struggled to align promises with real action. COP26 in Glasgow, 2021, pushed nations to phase down coal and increase climate finance. For the first time, fossil fuels were directly mentioned in an agreement, but campaigners argued progress was still too slow. At COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, 2022, developing nations achieved a hard-fought victory, the creation of a loss and damage fund, designed to help vulnerable countries recover from climate disasters. In Dubai, 2023, COP28 confronted a central question: fossil fuels. The summit produced a pledge to transition away from fossil fuels, a historic though carefully worded step that kept debates alive. Now in 2024, as the world looks ahead to COP29, the stakes have never been higher. Global emissions are still rising. Climate disasters are becoming more frequent, and the gap between promises and reality is widening. The conferences of the parties have been a stage of ambition, conflict, and fragile hope. From Berlin to Dubai, the message is clear. The future of our planet depends not just on words, but on urgent action.